veteran of the team, you know, you brought a lot of energy when you introduced yourself to us, and you seem to have that attitude. What are you bringing to the team right now during this time when it's like more of a challenge going on?
You know, just coming in here, doing my job the best I can, encouraging others to do the same. You know, try to keep a positive mindset around here. That's all we can do right now.
Can you help us get into the mindset of an athlete right now when it seems like there's so much noise on the outside? How do you approach that individually? What are you going through? How do you see things? How do you process and filter through? I know you kind of touched on that, but as an athlete, help us understand.
Well, personally, it's something I live by, and I've said this before. Just when things go wrong, don't flinch. Like that's how I feel like everybody has to look at it right now. And I feel like if everybody can get on that page and everybody can get on that in that mindset, I feel like we'll be in a really good spot moving forward.
Easier said than done.
It is definitely. But you know, just encouraging guys, like I said, that'll help with that.
Right. Thank you.
The pass game was obviously it seemed like a strength of the offense in the first 3-4 games or whatever. But what happened in the last 2 weeks that it just wasn't clicking?
I can't really pinpoint exactly what it is, but you know, we're still working, trying to figure that out, and trying to make sure we're putting ourselves in the best position to win.
Obviously, Aiden was questionable this week, but what have you seen from Alessio as a young guy that's stepped up the last couple weeks to finish out games?
Like in terms of playing in the games?
Yeah.
Okay. I can say, you know, I don't really have too much to say about it. You know, he got in and did what he was supposed to do. You know, Aiden does what he's supposed to do when he's in there, so there's not really too much to say about it.
We heard that you guys watched this last tape sort of as an offense as opposed to in your groups. What do you feel like that did? Was there a different sort of communication or accountability, I guess, that comes out of that? Like, what was sort of the result of that?
I feel like it was good. Just getting to hear like how other coaches are coaching up the positions and hearing like things that they say, you know, in terms of corrections and things like that. Just because we're not used to that. Like we're used to just hearing our position coaches and, you know, so it was good to get to hear other coaches like hear their opinions on what's going on the film and things like that.
Did you see or learn new things, I guess, about maybe why some things aren't happening offensively that are outside of your position group? You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's like things with that. It's mainly just, you know, one or two guys like not doing the right assignment. So that's basically all we have to clean up. Like just get everybody on the same page.
But you guys were able to see that, I guess, as a big picture type thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
As far as I think Jordan called them like the hard times that you guys are going through. There's no running from it. You got 6 games left on the schedule. So how do you get the most out of these 6 games and sort of turn that page quickly? I know there's opportunities like Indiana's a top number 3 team. There's an opportunity there. Like, how do you focus on that side of things when there is that noise and there is that sort of pressure?
You just have to tune out the noise, turn the next page, like you just said. You know, it's like I said, it's easier said than done. But you know, in times like this, you have to be mentally strong and physically strong. And if those two things aren't really there, then it's going to be a little bit harder to do that. So just, you know, like I said, encouraging everybody, just trying to make sure everybody's in good spirits and, you know, keeping it going.
What are the biggest keys for this offense?
Well,
What are the biggest keys for this offense against that defense? Because you obviously bring a lot of pressure, you got good coverage in the secondary. Like, what are the keys that you guys need to do to move the ball?
You know, they don't do anything we haven't seen. It's more so just, like I said, everybody just being on the same page. We haven't really had a game or we haven't had a complete series, I would say, where everybody's doing the same, or everybody's on the same assignment every play. So I feel like when we get there and when we are able to unlock that, we'll be better.
The fourth inning just play that didn't work from your own 34-yard line. I was wondering, first of all, how deflating that was in that moment, because that seemed to be a real turning point. And then also what you were thinking when that play is switched out outright there, and then just sort of what you take us through that for you guys.
I wouldn't say it's deflating. It's definitely like a damn moment. Like, you know, we wish we got that back, but I definitely wouldn't say it's deflating. You know, moments like that, we just have to, you know, keep going and keep going, keep pushing, things like that. What was the second part?
Just what you were thinking when the play got switched from a sneak to coming out right, and you were out right there, right? So what were you thinking when you hear that audible, and then how that all transpired?
I gotta do it. I gotta do my job. You know, my job right there was to block the end man on the line of scrimmage. It just so happened to be a D lineman, so you know, just gotta man up and just do it.
Is that tough when you see that? Like just a huge dude in front of you, and you're like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like it's definitely a little more challenging, but like that's one of those things you just gotta kind of just just gotta let it go. Like, all right, I gotta do it one way or another. So
Well,
I
how often
assume
do you guys
Sunday.
rep that, like that audible check and that play? I mean, is that
Often.
something you guys do quite a bit in practice?
not that exact play, but I would say like we do work like checks and things like that. Like we get different looks. Like we'll have a play that'll check to another play, and we'll get different looks and things like
But
that.
that one's not like that's not like a staple, like this is what we're gonna do.
Nah.
It sounded like Sunday, the meeting, full team meeting, accountability, the whole thing Jonathan talked about. It sounded like it was a heavy moment.
It was.
But I'm curious if you guys, throughout the week, try to lighten the mood a little bit, because it feels like sometimes when you guys focus on like a, bad times or a bad spot, you can get sort of distracted from potential. And I guess, is there a way you guys try to lighten it, or am I reading too much into that?
Okay, so after games like that, it's not ever gonna be like a good uplifting meeting. Like, it's gonna be a crappy meeting. Like nobody's ever gonna be happy about getting beat like that at home on homecoming. So, meetings like that are gonna happen, and moving forward, we just gotta just keep pushing, like keep going. It's not really much else to it, honestly. Just try to keep a good mental state.
Is there a benefit to having a game like this, you think, at this point, when you guys have lost 3 in a row, things have, just haven't gone well lately? You got the top 5 team on the road, where if you win that game, things can change fairly quickly. To have that sort of as one goal to pull toward, does that help in a week like this, you think?
I can't really say that, honestly. Everything's really internal. So all the external things in terms of like losses and wins and stuff like that, all that ultimately doesn't matter if we're not good internally. So.
Do you guys feel, outside of this building, do you feel counted out right now? Like, do you feel like people are counting you out? Either with this game or the rest of the year?
People count everybody out every day, so it's nothing new, honestly. Me personally, I've been doubted a lot in my life, so who am I to care what somebody else thinks about how we're doing and what we're doing,
You played with anyone on the Indiana roster, whether it's high school or college or anything?
Nah, I don't think so. I'll go look and, I'll look back.
I was trying to jog on memory, because it feels like the way success manifested for Indiana last year, with the guys they brought in, and it was like, you take so many pieces from James Madison, and they just get that rebuild like that, first season success. Do you feel like that's put pressure on teams, and especially like transfers, to succeed so quickly in this era of college football?
Oh, definitely. In terms of like the quick success, like that's not always how things work, and I feel like now, people are getting paid money and all this stuff's going on, so now people are expecting it, when in reality, like that's not always the case. Like the Indiana coach is a good head coach. Like he pulled that together in 1 year. Like that's not common, so just being able to keep going and, just keep pushing, man. That's all we can do right now. And, for anybody else that's going through what we're going through, I say keep pushing as well.
We've heard a lot about how close you guys are going back to spring as a team. Do you feel like, is that still there? How confident are you that can hold up through the rest of the season, whatever that brings?
I'm very confident, actually. I don't see too much, if any, like people feeling some type of way about what's going on. Like everybody's still in it, and everybody still wants to win and wants to be better. So that's all we can go off of right now.
Thanks, Omar. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a good one.